Hello YouTube! So in the previous video I showed you how to take off the intake manifold on this 2000 Ford Explorer, and then I made a little more progress on another video taking the other cylinder head off the driver's side, and now the trickiest part is going to be taking off this passenger side cylinder head. And all of it's not super awful to do except for this sprocket. It has left-hand threads, so it's lefty tighty, righty loosey. It's backwards, and it went in the back of this camshaft here. And I tried a lot of different things. There's only really one way I got it to work. I got this 3/4 inch wrench, and it used to be bent here. I mean, it was bent with a bend here, and I flattened that. I have a really big, I think it's a 15-pound sledgehammer, so I put it on a flat piece of steel and hammered here and finally got it not perfectly straight, but a lot straighter. And then I put it on this way, you know, on the bolt. Just like that, and put a ratchet and an extension, and it's also 3/4 inch to fit on the harmonic balancer, and then turn the engine clockwise, which is the regular way. And then sure enough, that began to move, and the wrench turned, and then it hit something, and then it quit turning, and then I just kept doing it down here, turning the crankshaft, and sure enough, finally that broke free, and then I got it out. So that's really the only way I know to get that out. On the front here, on the front cylinder head, you can see the cam sprocket there. This is not left-hand thread, it's regular thread, and that's also 3/4 inch. You can just use impact because there's space here. So I did that. I didn't even have to take the radiator out, and there's still space to get that bolt out with the impact. So the only other tricky thing on the side, it has after you get that sprocket out, you have to get this off, and it just screws in kind of in the crevice at the bottom, and you need a 27mm wrench to get that out. And trying to see if there's any other. All the cylinder head bolts are the T55 Torx, so you need a good quality impact grade Torx bit to get those out. And there was a special bolt, see if I can find it, that held that plastic chain guide in. That's this bolt here, and it went right there. I don't know if you can see that little piece of plastic. It slips right in there and screws in this way. So you have to put this Torx bit on it. This is a impact grade Torx bit. It's black. It's a P30 Pittsburgh brand, and so this is just fine, except when you put this in, there's no room to get the ratchet on, so I use vice grips and gripped here. So, and I was trying to see, there was one other special bolt. I may not have it very handy here though. It was called the E12 inverted Torx. That's the tool you need to get it out. And there was two of those I found right kind of in the, oh, here it is. There's two of these, and they're just in this crevice here and here, right kind of where the timing chain goes, but once you get the tensioner out and the bolt I just showed you that holds the plastic guide, then you can have access to these. And yeah, once you do that, you're at the step I'm at. Oh, and also you have to take these exhaust manifold bolts out. I saw other people on YouTube, they took the exhaust manifolds off. They undid the bolts from the bottom and then also undid the 13mm bolts from the top, but it's very hard work to get those bottom 3 bolts off that hold it to the, or bottom 2, I don't remember, that hold it to the, that hold the exhaust manifold to the exhaust pipe that goes down. So I just left those and undid all these 13mm headed bolts here, and then with I guess you call it a wrecking bar, pried the manifolds out of the way. So that worked on this side, and it worked on, should be on this side too. Yeah, here's the bar I used for prying it. Worked fine. So that is how that worked. And if you want to see the exhaust manifold bolts, here they are. Looks like this. And most of the time when you unscrew the nut, this whole mess comes out, but sometimes only the nut comes off. So there was 2 of them here like that, where the stud stayed in, and that's why you need the pry bar to pry it away. It'd be wonderful if all of these came out together like this, but they don't. So okay, so now I'm going to pull this head off, and I have to be very careful not to break that little piece of plastic back there, because I don't know if you can see that piece of plastic. Let me move this. Okay, so that plastic timing chain tensioner, if that breaks, then we have to take this whole block out, separate it from the transmission to get access to put a new one in. So let's hope it doesn't break. Okay, here we go. Not really a good place to grab exactly. Oh no, that's not connected. Snagging on something. Not sure what. Maybe this chain snagging? Not sure. Ooh, there it goes, I think. Or maybe not. Up, up, up. Up. Hope I don't drop it. Lots of snags. Everywhere snagging. Okay. Well, we got it off. Wow, that's great. Got it off and did not break anything. There's the exhaust manifold gasket. Okay, I guess let's take a closer look at it. Pistons, I think, look okay. That's really nice. This did not break. And this is not broken either. That's great. That's that threaded hole and that threaded hole right there. That's where the E12 bits went. E12 headed bolts right here, and then all these, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where the T55 Torx bolts went. So let's get this gasket off of here. I ordered some new cylinder head gaskets, so that'll be nice to get. Oh, kind of stuck. No. There it goes, sort of. Well, there's one layer of it. Let's get another layer of it off. Okay. Hey. And then, of course, the gasket slips through there. Okay. And I don't see any broken or cracked pistons or the broken or cracked block, so that's great. Now, I haven't looked at the head yet. I'm thinking it's going to be cracked. Let's see. Is it cracked? Huh. Well, it is cracked. This one is not cracked. This cylinder. This cylinder is cracked. I don't know if you can see it, but it's... wait a minute, where am I pointing this thing? Okay. This one is not cracked. This one is cracked right here. You have to look kind of closely. And then this one is cracked here as well, but not much. So anyway, this was not a waste of time. This head is cracked and needs to come off. But the driver's side cylinder head was cracked much, much more. So anyways, this is good to get this off. So I'm going to wait until I get the new head gaskets in the mail, and I'm going to go to the U-Pull Junkyard, the local one, and try to buy 2 more of these. Hope I can find 2 that are not cracked. And oh, and I bought a special tool. So, you know, this timing chain and this other timing chain that you probably can't see, this one here, I did not undo any of this down here. I did not undo the water pump or the timing chain cover or any of that stuff, or the there's something else called the jack shaft bolt at the back that connects to this. So all of that, the timing is not altered. But when you put the new head on, you have to make sure this, for Ford, this is the number 1 cylinder. So you turn this a damper pulley with a 3/4 socket until this piston's all the way up, and then do your camshaft alignment with this. I'll show you this tool. And here's this tool. Let's go out to the sun a little. Well, maybe not too much sun. So somehow you bolt this to the cylinder head with these little bolts you get here, here, and here, here, and here. And then this bar fits into the flat of the camshaft. And this works on both the driver's side and the passenger side cylinder head. And somehow you just twist this camshaft around until this tool, the flat bar, fits in here. So this, you just rotate it till it goes this way, and you can see this is cut not centered. You know, it's cut off centered, so that could only fit on one way. So, and you really do have to get this tool. I tried to think of clever ways to avoid it, but this tool I think it was $35 from eBay, so that's fine. And to show you why you really need the tool, see this? If you look at this sprocket, it's completely smooth and it's not keyed at all. So I'll show you better, but see, there's these bolts, the E12 inverted Torx bolt. But see that the end of the camshaft there is completely smooth, and you know, you put this mess in here and you would think one of these little eyelets might catch on to something. No, it does not. So, you know, you're minding your own business. Of course, this is backwards thread, I almost forgot. And you screw all this together and pretend that it has the chain on it right now. And you look at this. Normally you would expect to line up your timing marks with something, but there are no timing marks anywhere. And then look at this. This is just free to spin, spin, spin. So, you know, you could, and also there's no hexagon anywhere, or flat or anything to be able to turn this thing. So, really you have to get that tool. You can see another idea I had was to, instead of trying to get this bolt out, I was going to try to get all these bolts out, and I thought I was being clever and, you know, tip this at an angle and somehow slip it through. Don't even waste your time. That's impossible. You just leave all these on there and you can do that trick I told you. So, yeah, now you know how to get the cylinder heads off of your 4.0 liter, I guess that'd be about a 250 cubic inch V6 Ford. So it's a lot of work. If you had an older model with a pushrod V6, it would be much, much, much easier and much better. Or the V8, that would really be great. So, okay, I'll keep you updated, and until next time, put the head gasket on, and I'll show you the junkyard goodies, and we'll really be almost finished. Have a good one. And the end.